Coming at you today with a quick market update. We had a Trump speech last night that kind of rocked the current market sentiment at this point in time. Where do I think we're heading in the short term, but also long term? I want to go over why I believe less is more. Crypto has completely changed over the last 5 years since the 2021 bull, the 2023 or 2024 alt seasons, meme seasons, etc. So in this video, I'm going to go over exactly why less is more, and you need to be cutting losers. As bad as it feels to have to take a loss on a project during a bear market, right now is the time to do so if you are holding something that is losing momentum. So I'm going to go over that and more in this video. This will be a quick update today. As always, let's go ahead and jump right into it. And first and foremost, before we jump into the content, be sure to drop down below, hit that like button, and subscribe to the channel for more every single week here on In the Game. We have you covered top to bottom with everything you need to win across the crypto markets. And of course, a big shout out to our sponsors down below in the description. If you need a place to trade, you can check out Blowfin, Gravity, and more down below in the description. Let's go ahead and jump into it. Obviously, we are seeing a lot of red pasted across the market. We see Bitcoin taking a slide back towards $66,000. Ethereum hovering on that $2,000 level. BNB is now under 600. We have Solana under $80. We are seeing Bittensor now retrace down below 300. So what is going on? What caused this? And where could we be heading in the future? Obviously, last night, Trump had an address to the nation talking about how the war could last another 2 to 3 weeks. And honestly, my opinion would be it probably lasts more than that unless something drastic happens, which obviously wouldn't be great for the market. The U.S. will strike power plants if no deal is reached. The strategic objectives are close to completion. They'll bring Iran back to the Stone Age. So a lot of this talk really spooked the markets, and we saw the stock market slide. We saw crypto slide to the downside, but we saw oil slide to the upside. So in the short term, I wouldn't be surprised to see some more rocky price action. We also have markets closed this coming weekend. We have Easter weekend, so we could see lower volume over the course of this time frame. And, you know, I have to advocate for this. Now is not the time to be over trading. If you're going to go try to take your capital and try to leverage long or full port something in this type of a market climate, it's going to be very difficult and very frustrating because right now, yes, we did just take a slide and things are looking a little bit bearish going into a low volume weekend, holiday weekend. You might be thinking, oh, easy short. Who knows? The market always does weird things. We could retrace towards 70 before we retrace towards 60. So just always think of that. We could bounce back and then hit a slide downward as this continues to either drag on or escalate with this conflict situation. So number one on this video, during these time periods, conservation of capital and staying solvent is just as important as trying to catch every single move. Okay. You will never catch every move. I am not a leverage trader. Like I don't go in here. I know that's just going to burn my capital because I'm a longer term player whenever it comes to holding quality projects for the long haul and seeing them through to actually appreciate on that position. I am not a short term tomorrow. I think the market's doing this, so I'm longing. There are occasions where I will do that, but really those are rare occasions. So conservation of capital, stay alive. Don't go burn your bags, absolutely leverage trading during these time periods because bear markets are about survival. And those who do survive this bear market will come out heavily on top, which then brings me to my second point. This is the time period in the market where, yes, it's going to feel a little rough, but you need to look across your positions. And I loved a couple of tweets from Game, a great Twitter account here. Are you bullish because you're down and hoping, or because you are actually seeing a mispricing? If it's a mispricing, how fast does it correct? Why does it correct? And what invalidates it? Worth asking before you add to a loser. So this is the thesis of people who get married to their positions, right? Maybe you're in on something like Chainlink, which then goes to the next tweet here. Usually good project doesn't always mean good token. And I see this a lot. A lot of people with Chainlink specifically, it's the perfect example of this. Good project cannot always have to equal good token, right? Either extraction of team, inexperienced team, tokenomics problem, maybe the token's just too old, conflicts between equity and token holders, product first, value capture never hits the token. Like that's the same, like Chainlink, arguably, I saw a comment last week on YouTube on my channel that Chainlink is one of the most important products in all of crypto. I agree. Product doesn't always equal price appreciation, though. And that's what we've seen over the course of the last few years with stuff like Chainlink, right? So you have to go in here and look at your portfolio. Don't get married to your positions. If something is down and has completely lost momentum, I'm just going to, if you're in like a monad position, there's no reason to be in that position at this point in time in the market. If you actually think it's undervalued, that's different. But you need to take a look at your positions across your portfolio and be confident to cut out the losers that have completely lost momentum, that don't look like they're going to recover, and reallocate into strength. So for me, when I say less is more, whenever I started this video, that's because I literally only hold like less than 5 things in my entire portfolio now. At the beginning of this year, I had 10 positions. I was across, Bitcoin, Sol, Ethereum. I had some BNB, TAO, Hyperliquid. I had Aster at that point in time. I've literally trimmed my entire portfolio to basically Bitcoin, Hyperliquid, and TAO. I have some super small positions, a few percentages of my portfolio, and then I'm stabled other than that. So even these market moves don't really spook me. Like, I feel like I'm in strength assets that as long as we make it to the other side of this bear market, I'll be perfectly positioned for upside, and upside that I'm confident with. I think alts aren't going to have this transitionary alt season like we saw in 2021. Okay. I don't think you're going to wake up to 10Xs on random tokens every single week. That time period's gone, especially when it comes to mainstream tokens. But outside of that, I am very bullish on holding good quality, high level altcoins. Like I said, my whole portfolio, like over 75% of my on-chain holdings right now are between Bitcoin, Hyperliquid, and TAO. And why is that? Well, first of all, Hyperliquid's putting their money where their mouth is. Yesterday, they bought $2 million back of their own token. That's 56,000 HYPE that they're locking up forever. So this is a supply shock already actively working. And despite it being a bear market, metrics for their on-chain applications just keep going up and to the right. Stuff like Bittensor TAO, obviously, getting tons of publicity on the All In podcast, Intel collab with Targan, Grayscale Trust. We have the 72 billion parameter being built by Templar. So a lot of good stuff going on Bittensor TAO. And this is one we've held for the long haul. So look, this is a video update really coming to you before a holiday weekend to say, don't overtrade. And also take a look at your positions and be realistic about it. I think whenever you get married to your positions in crypto, that's when you get wrecked, right? I've done it before too. Everyone makes the mistake. You stumble on a project and you think it's the next best thing. It cannot lose. There's nothing that can go wrong. What could go wrong with this prestigious project that raised a bunch of money? And there's so much that can go wrong with startups, with VCs, with the crypto markets. It happens in every industry. So don't get too caught up in the flashiness of certain things. Look at the metrics. The metrics won't lie. The revenue won't lie on chain, and also the attention, right? You look across the top coins and you should probably be able to see like, okay, some of these, like Avalanche gets no attention anymore. There's no meaningful app being built there currently, in my opinion, of course, that is going to draw just massive attention to Avalanche. They tried everything. So I feel like that's the one you cut out of your portfolio at this point in time. Sui, it could bounce back, but right now, what is the application that's going to bring the average user over to Sui? It's not, right? Whereas TAO, the subnets are bringing people over to TAO to be able to stake their TAO, get emissions, and be able to back the startups built on the decentralized AI computer. Hyperliquid, people are trading there every day. You can see it in the buyback numbers. I mean, if they're buying back $2 million of fees, that means they're making over $2 million every single day. So there are things in this market that are definitely worth allocating to, but the biggest lessons here is Preservation of capital is the most important during these time periods. Don't feel like you have to hit a home run on a short or a long at this point in time. I think that's detrimental to anyone's portfolio during a bear market. And also, as painful as it is, you need to look at your portfolio not through rainbow lens glasses, not through biased lenses, and actually say, okay, do I want to hold this moving into the next part of the crypto cycle? I think that that's a very important thing at this point in time. Like I said, I'm basically allocated in Bitcoin, Hyperliquid, and Bittensor TAO, and I'm very happy with that. But today I just wanted to come at you with a realistic lens, because I've seen a lot of this over the course of time. This is, I've seen the 2017 bull. This was before I was making YouTube content. That's whenever I got into crypto, was like 2016. I've seen the 2021 bull. I've seen the 22, 23 transitionary period where gaming coins resurged. And then we saw the AI run in 24. We saw the meme coin season 24, 25. I've seen a lot of things in crypto happen. I've seen a lot of projects come and go, which really just makes me more realistic about the fact that you should be holding way less in your portfolio. More of your favorite bags, of your highest conviction positions. I think that's what you have to do in this market. So a little bit of a rant today, but I think it's valuable for anyone who understands a bear market, right? Don't try to take 100 shots on goal every single week, longing and shorting random things. Be very conscious about your capital during these time periods. And once this conflict is over, maybe we do see a little bit of a bounce in the market sooner than later, usually 10 to 12 months after the previous all-time high, which would put us August to October. That would be the window. So August of this year, so 4 months from now, or October, somewhere between that time period, should mark the bear market bottom based on previous 4-year cycle history. So stay alive. Right? The market can stay irrational longer than the average person can stay solvent. So be smart during these time periods. And like I said, a little bit of a rant, but I just wanted to come at you with a little bit of market psychology, because mental is just as much of a factor in investing as, actually doing the research. So during a day where everyone's super bearish, just be conscious about what you're doing in the current market. And of course, like the video, subscribe to the channel if these videos are giving you a little bit of guidance or helping you through. Tomorrow, we have another Bittensor update coming your way. You won't want to miss that, especially for the people in the comments that have been asking me over and over again about, how to actually get in, understand the APR on subnets. We're going to talk about that in tomorrow's video, guys. So like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys on the next one. As always, trade responsibly, and of course, stay bullish, my friends.